guys, Guru Peterson. I'm here to talk about this deadly weapon called golok. Golok used to be a small machete, not very long, can be actually smaller or a little bit longer. There's also parang or abbout versions that's different, it should be wider and curved. Okay, this one I do it myself. Buffalo horn, very similar to them. Golok as a tool mainly it's produced what they call malela or no pamor. Means the blade today is boiled in a spring car steel, so very hard steel, and they used to do a selective temper, so the endurance does this part. Actually, I feel very crazy because this kind of steel and bladesmith we used to temper with oil, but sometimes I saw in Indonesia they temper with water, very dangerous because it can crack. So the bladesmith should be very skillful to just touch small parts and fast. So that's very risky. Okay, golok is a very traditional weapon and it's very important weapon in Indonesia because it's not just a weapon, it's a tool. Imagine you are in jungle and you cannot wear a long sword, for example. A long sword is more complicated to handle with big branches here, a little bit more complicated. This is very considerable. You can pull out and chop some trees very easily. And I'm here to show a very old pedang. This is traditional one with pamor. I brought some years ago. As you can see, the sharpening edge is all already eaten by the rust and the time. Very old and very special. What I like the sword is the balance. This very different size of golok. Let's see. With curved, the balance is very nice to flow. But you imagine in a tree, in a jungle, is more complicated to you wear this. Correct? There's also here a Sumatra padang. Padang is a sword, correct? Padang. I really love this sword. I think very interesting from these old swords that they are really not tempered. If I do this, will bend. You know, if I hit very hard in the side, will get bent. They do this because it's very thin. Man, if you hit someone with this, you enter until the bones. It's very thin, like a leaf of paper, and very sharp also. But if you hit, you bend and will not broke. A very good temper weapon sometimes, if you hit in a battle, can broke. Imagine you are hitting and broke in a half and the guy entered the sword and you lost your sword. Not a good idea, you know? So they do like this because you can hit with a wood and you fix it. Because this is interesting the way they thought. This one is different because it's very thick in the back. Probably very well tempered, and this there's a risk of broke if you hit, because how they do a weapon? They do a weapon taking the both iron from nature, let's say, because in Indonesia there's many volcanoes, 132 active, and the other ones that sleeping maybe erase. Okay? So it's danger, but this effect that you throw up very much iron and stones and minerals from inside the earth. So it's very rich minerals. Okay. For example, to do a crease, they use around 4 to 5 kilos of iron to do a crease with 3-4 grams So the forging process, you lost very much material, and very much material is compacted with carbon from wood. You know, there is a way when you take the iron from nature, the iron is plain, is virgin, let's say. So there's no very much carbon in the iron. I'm actually very few. You can do a weapon with no carbon, very few carbon, just the natural amount of carbon of the iron. There's a way to endurance because you compact and shift in layers. It's Damascene blade, more they call. This is a trick to make like fibrous inside the iron, you know. So when you hit the fibrous, will act very similar like bamboo. So you're not broke. It's a very nice trick that they learn in ancient time to endurance and don't need to put very much carbon. Very clever actually. So what I'm talking is that the golok is one of the most important weapons in all the pentaxilla, because compacting is a tool that you use in the files, you can use in the jungle, cut branches to build a house with bamboo, whatever, and also is a good weapon. As I'm gonna show you, a sharpened edge is like you can really shave with this. So since it's very sharp, one hit is one dead. If you gotta put the arm, chop out the arm. If you hit the head, will enter like this. I'm gonna show in a coconut test with this. You're gonna see how deadly is this weapon. It's very dangerous. And never train with sharp weapons before you train very much with dull weapons. What they do is cut a bamboo, very thick one, flat, and simulate this. Oh, another detail. Golok used not to be a stick weapon. It's just a chopping weapon. So many goloks is really dull here and very like this. The tip, there's no tip. Sure, you can stick, but it's not weapon to make to stick nothing. You know? I won't have some sharp edge, but I bet it's not very good for this. But I really think you don't need. So let's go to the cutting tests.